Hello there. The other night I was on a YouTube chat, and I mentioned that I was going to be making Dublin Coddle, and it was requested that I shoot a video of it, and so you can only blame them. My kitchen is not set up for video or photos for that matter, so I'm going to do the best I can to make this video for you, and of course the recipe will be at the bottom. Now, Dublin Coddle is usually a very thick kind of a soup, but it can stand alone as almost a side dish. It has potatoes, sausage. The traditional has potatoes, sausage, and bacon. We don't do pork, so there will be no bacon. My local market did not have turkey bacon, so there will be no bacon at all. And excuse me, I'm frying onions while I'm doing this. And I made turkey sausage. So this is the turkey sausage I made. It's just ground turkey with assorted spices. I made it a couple of days ago so it would set up a bit. Right now I am browning off, sauteing some onions. And I am going to put the sausage in to brown and add its goodness to the fond in the bottom of the pan. Now, I like this any time of year, but then I'm one of those who do not understand the chili being sold in season in restaurants. But today's a perfect day for it. We're getting the aftermath of Hurricane Nate. So it's supposed to be rainy all day. It's cloudy. And I haven't been outside, so I don't know if it's cold or not. But what I'm doing now is, like I said, I sliced about a cup of, I took an onion and ended up with about a cup of very thinly sliced onion. I have 2 potatoes. My preference is to leave them unpeeled, but you can certainly peel them if you'd like. I'm using white baking potatoes because the Village Market had them on sale this week. I usually use sweet potatoes. I don't eat a lot of potatoes anymore, so I want to get as much nutrition as I can out of them. I am waiting to cut them up because I don't want them to change color, but I also don't want to soak them because the starch in the potatoes helps thicken the soup. As I said, it's normally an almost stew or very thick stew type dish. I prefer a soup version because I am just a soup person. So what we'll have is you can use chicken, vegetable stock. You can even use beef stock, but I don't particularly like that. Salt, pepper. A lot of people put carrots in it. I often don't, but I had just about 1/3 of a cup of dehydrated carrots in my carrot jar, so I'm using those. You use 6 sausages. Now, most instructions tell you to use the fat pork sausages, and those are certainly good if you eat pork. Like I said, I'm using turkey. Mine are not staying together as well as I would like. I didn't use a thickener for some reason. I'm not sure why. Or a binder, rather. Except maybe I shouldn't make sausage at 10 o'clock at night. So they're not sticking together, but that's fine. Most instructions say to cut them into 2-inch slices anyway, so what are you going to do? So while those finish, okay, they're brown enough. Okay, I'm going to, this is, I believe it's a 4.5 quart stock pot. So I'm going to try to put these in as gently as I can to avoid even more breakage, but hey, you're supposed to cut it. Whoops. You're supposed to cut them anyway, so no big deal. And then after I get these in, I'll with it. you know, it's all going to end up in the same place. Okay, now I'm going to take, maybe I shouldn't cook early in the morning, some of the chicken stock and take the fond off of it. I can't tell if you can see this or not. There's the turkey sausage and the onions. This is the time you would all, if you are using bacon. Okay, right now I'm just deglazing the pan with some of the chicken stock. If you are using bacon, you would brown it off at the same time you do the sausage. And that is, you let the onions have a head start, and then you brown the sausage and the bacon. And like I said, you can certainly use turkey bacon if you don't like or prefer not to have pork bacon. Use whatever you like or whatever you have on hand. I had originally thought about putting turkey bacon in this version too, because that's what the original does call for bacon. But like I said, our village market is rather limited on things, and turkey bacon is considered apparently exotic. Okay, now to the potatoes, which to my way of thinking is the star of the dish. Cut them about a 1/4 inch thick. If you're so inclined, you can certainly use a mandolin, even a food processor, to make sure they're all the same size. But since this is going to be cooking a long time, I don't worry so much about it. It's not like I'm trying to dehydrate them. In which case I do use a mandolin usually to dehydrate or to slice them so they all dry at the same time. But in this case, since they are cooking a long time, then I don't worry so much about it. I mean, it's a rustic dish, you know. Don't get so hot, so intense on, oh my gosh, it's got to be perfect. The most important thing is that you have what you like in here. If there's something in here you don't like, don't add it. I'm going to be adding, I dehydrated a big bag of kale not too long ago. And when it's almost done, I'm going to be adding some kale because I happen to like kale. Like cabbage, throw some cabbage in there. Whatever you like. It should be hearty, it should be tasty, and it should fill you up. And it should coddle you, you know. Right now I need something to coddle my soul, and this will certainly help. Okay, potatoes are in there. I'm going to add the carrots. And if you're using commercial stock, which I happen to be doing today, I usually use my own, but I decided to use, this happens to be better than bouillon. If you're using commercial stock, go easy on added salt. I usually just do about a pinch. You can always add it. And the potatoes will help take away some of the starch, but or some of the salt, but don't worry about it. So I added about a couple of small pinches. And pepper to your heart's content. This is, I grind a bunch of pepper at a time so that I'm not having to stop and do it all the time. And now the stock. Okay. Now I'm going to add just a little more water to it. Oh, and as far as additions, if you like celery in your soup, that's something else that you can add, whether it's dehydrated or freshly chopped. Okay, now I'm going to pick you up. Okay, there's how it looks now. This is, I think I told you this is a 4 1/2 half quart or stock pot. I almost made it in my 2-quart stock pot. And let me tell you, I bought one of those and I've used it more than I ever thought I would. And, well, actually I used it so much I bought a second one. And I could have used that. So I will put it in Dot. Now, Dot is a manual slow cooker, meaning that I have to watch what time. It doesn't have a cute little timer thing. I do have one. Actually, my least favorite crock pot is the one that has the timer on it, but I don't like it for other reasons. I have maybe 3 or 4 slow cookers. I'm going to cook this on low for 8 hours at about, I'll check the liquid level occasionally as well. At about 6 or 7 hours, I will add the kale. It's just dehydrated chopped kale. And then I will bring you back for when it's all done and I'm eating. Thank you.